Hey everyone, I'm TonyScapone, and this is traditional Ruby Storm. This is bonus round Ruby Storm. We're going to have a ton of fun today, and I've actually been doing quite well with it. I've only played a couple of leagues and a drop. I went 5-0 in the first one, 1-2 drop, and then 5-0. So, right now there is a ton of Storm hate. What's up, Burn Zeitler? Ton of Storm hate. Because Storm has had a bit of an uptick, right? And the thing about this deck is it just doesn't care about the vast majority of hate, right? Chalice, typically put on 0 and 1. You'll notice we only have 4 0 drops, 3 1 drops. So Chalice, for the most part, just doesn't really matter. We're looking to play these big spells and just keep putting them on the stack until they go through, if you're, say, against blue decks, right? And obviously Ruby Medallion and Bergie being cost reducers to up the power level of these spells. I'd say really the only hate that we might worry about is Deafening Silence and Canonist, right? We do have Blast Zone to deal with Deafening Silence. I trophied last night, and the very last game was against a blue deck who played a turn 1 Deafening Silence. They were on the draw, so I did have that advantage, but this deck has a even against the blue deck, because they can't, usually that's lights out for any Storm deck, unless I guess you have Abrupt Decay, right? Because Deafening Silence backed by Counter Magic is just really difficult to deal with. But they can't really interact with Blast Zone, right? So we have all sorts of ways to dig towards it, even under Deafening Silence. Like, and you can usually get like an impulse or two off, which is a good way to do that. I think at one point I impulsed, it hit a land and a Manamorphose, and I was able to cast the Manamorphose on their turn to get a card back. If you can manage to resolve a Horn, that's a really good way to get down to your Blast Zone. So that's pretty nice. But just think about the other hate, right? Like there's Chalice, like I said, we talked about that. Trinisphere, we don't really care too much about Trinisphere. We can make some land drops, get Bergie in there, and then once we start casting, like our spells cost 3 anyways. So, and once you put a bonus round on the stack, forget it. Same thing with Thalia, right? We can directly counteract Thalia with Ruby Medallion, and then, yeah, once you get a bonus round going, you just don't really care about the card. Not that we don't have ways of removing hate like that. It's just more often we're just going to ignore it. Leyline of the Void. I keep playing and post board wind up with this card and play across the table, and it's just great. It only affects 1 Past in Flames and 3 Rite of Flame, and that's like hardly a problem with Rite of Flame, right? So it's basically just puts them at a mulligan, and if they've already mulligan, then even more so. And if they have multiple, well, it's I love seeing this card on the other side of the table. And people just don't know better, especially against me, because they just figure, at this point, I think they've been echoed enough times where they think for sure he must be on echo, even if they see other cards that would suggest otherwise, So it has that advantage, right? And it's a ton of fun. I mean, this is the style of deck that first had me take a pit stop on my way to building the Epic Storm in the first place, that wound up, a long, over a year journey to the Epic Gamble. But we're going to jam it. At the very least, we're going to have some fun. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be successful. It's very resilient. It's gotten some upgrades. Like, we have Inspired Tinkering now, which I'm not sure, but I think I want 2 in the main deck. I have 1 in the main deck, 1 on the side. I just currently, literally can't find another one. They're just out of stock everywhere and have been for like a week. But yeah, I mean, fairly stock. I guess I'll talk about Reforge the Soul has almost always been a mainstay in this deck. Obviously it has I guess I should mention the fact that we also dodge like Narset effects, right? For the most part, the vast majority of our deck doesn't draw cards. Instead it exiles, so you can just ignore Narset a lot of the time too, right? And that's one of the reasons why I don't like having Reforge in the main is, you can't although we have so many cards that ignore it, even if you play Reforged, that wasn't like a huge reason. It's more so a combination of things, right? That in combination with you are drawing your opponent 7 cards. It does cost 5. We have reducers, but it is, and double red, sometimes harder to get to. It was just a little more clunky. I think, I mean, you could say, oh, you're playing Inspired Tinkering instead. No, the direct card that replaced it is Relay, which is just a busted card. It's just super busted. You can just, there's so many crazy things you can do with it. Just straight up on its face, making mana, ramping up Storm and casting into it. But you can also just there's so many must counter spells, right? And you can just wind up with a Relay on the backside and taking advantage of, multiple forces on the other side of the table, just ultimately giving your Relay even more Storm. So I think the card is just generally better than Reforge the Soul. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, we got I don't know what a standard sideboard looks like these days. I learned some stuff from Martin. The deck definitely doesn't need to even dip into other colors. You don't necessarily have to do that. You'll notice also, big thing, no Lion's Eye Diamond, right? There are versions that you can play that are kind of a hybrid between the Epic Gamble and this. I was on my journey from going from this to the Epic Gamble. There were all sorts of lists in between, and there are ways that you can kind of have both worlds. I don't know but they all have pros and cons. I think the Epic Gamble is probably is the most competitive. But between this and more of a hybrid style, if you go back on the Epic Storm and just look at my first primer, I think I even have a link to it if you scroll down, I called it the Epic Ruby Storm. That was the first variation in the name, because I had taken Ruby Storm, I took some of the no-brainer powerful stuff from the Epic Storm and just kind of mashed it together. And but so the sideboard, right? Like I said, I learned some stuff from Martin, because I was still, even with this, playing with Peer into the Abyss, with Echo, and I was playing Lion's Eye Diamond, so it's I hadn't truly dipped into this no LED list. But as I started to understand why, you don't need Tendrils even. Banefire, I forgot that Banefire, if it's 5 or more, not only can it not be countered, that I totally knew about, but it's not flavor text that it can't be prevented, right? Just like Tendrils gets around Glacial Chasm, so does Banefire, right? And obviously it gets through counter magic, similar to how a Storm mechanic would. Yeah, you don't need other colors, basically. And we have all sorts of different targets. You do want Rite of Flame in the sideboard because it works really well with bonus round. Of course, it does work well with Bergie as well. We don't do it in the Epic Gamble because we have Void Snare for that kind of interaction, where you Burning Wish for Void Snare and bounce one of your zeros and come up with additional mana through Bergie. But this is additionally so because you have bonus round, which you need a ritual in the board, and I would suggest that it's Rite of Flame because it's the most efficient one. Leyline of the Void because we have the space to play with. We don't necessarily we're not really an empty deck as much. Actually, to be honest, I don't think I've played against Delver yet with these new lists, but we're not quite as fast as the Epic Gamble, right? So the power of Empty the Boards with the Epic Gamble is that it's a turn 1 thing. You have it in your opener and you just kind of slide underneath the radar. This deck style against blue decks is more so just keep ramming must counter spells on the stack. You'll see there isn't an abundance of defense grid. You could run defense grid. I think it would work fine with it. Maybe it's correct even. I don't know, but I've been having success without. So I don't know. I'm going to stop jabbering about it and just get in there and start playing. How's that sound? All right. We are now entering the bonus round with a hand that is certainly suspect but tempting because of Relay. Probably the biggest problem is Wasteland. in the fact that, like, you don't want to put this amount of pressure on your relay, right? Well, maybe. No, I'm going to throw it back. This is a little safer. I could bottom Wish and just go with a safer, slower route, or I could bottom Shatter Skull. Probably bottom Shatter Skull. Ah, Basic Mountain. Doesn't that feel good? That feels nice. I actually just ordered some bonus rounds. I realized that I don't have them. I've never actually played this in paper. Okay, so it looks like they're non-blue. Yep. Alright. So, depending on what we want to see, Manamorphose would be perfect. Oh no. We did not want that. Ancient Stirrings, wow. So this looks like some sort of Sylvan Plug deck. But that really sucks that they went down to 4 cards. We really needed this to work out as a ritual. Well, it's not like we're dead in the water or something, but... So Ruby was a very good draw. 4, 2... Just checking to make sure we didn't have like a play this turn. Like we could have went Rite of Flame, Ruby. No, I'm sorry, Rite of Flame, Jessica's Will, Ruby, or no, not even, never mind. What I was thinking didn't work, and then I realized it was even worse than I thought. Yeah, baby! Y'all seem thirsty for some Ruby Storm content, so some bonus round, baby. My last 2 trophies have been with it, so... Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so... I think we'd rather copy Manamorphose. So we want to go Rite of Flame, bonus round Manamorphose, rather than Manamorphose, bonus round Rite of Flame. Is that true? That might not be true, because Wish can get Inspired Tinkering. 2, 4... Oh, we're still not going to have enough mana for that anyways, but Jessica's Will can get us mana. Yeah, so we want the Manamorphose, and Manamorphose gives us +3... Oh, it's the same amount. So, it's always Manamorphose in this spot. Post bonus round. What's happening? What are you doing, OP? Oh, they just want F6. I don't blame them. Didn't do it yet. Start that bonus round. Bonus. Okay, so this winds up being free because it's gonna reduce 1 on the will and wish. Yep. Now we make mana with this one. +4, +4. Yeah, might as well Rimpulse here. Oh man. Uh-oh. That's a double bonus. Oh, it's another one. Sorry, OP. It has officially gotten out of control. I wish I could, like, yield to the actual spell. That's a lot of mana. Time to Banefire. Actually, I don't think we want to Banefire, because if they have Glacial Chasm in the board, we want them to bring it in. So instead, and it's awesome that you can just let these resolve. You don't have to, like, select and decline Burning Wish. There was always that awkward decision of, like, you don't want to reveal too many things, but you don't want to get blown out by something. How about this one? Confluence gets around Leyline of Sanctity, but I'm not trying to dodge that. I'm trying to get them to bring in their Glacial Chasm. Alright, deafening silence could certainly be a thing, although it looks like they're on some sort of like mono-green thing. Ancient tomb stirrings. I still think, oh, don't click that relay. Yeah, that would be okay. Maybe I'll just bring in one. Grid is good for trap. Piff is pretty bad. And we brought a land in. I think we can afford to get rid of city. Yeah. What I love about this deck is there's not much boarding to be done with the Epic Gamble, but there's even less with this deck. Even less. It just dodges all the hate. Yeah, we can keep this. It's certainly not perfect, but I'm fine with it. Oh, more hate. I forgot to mention that we do dodge. Null rod effects. Just don't care. Like 95% of the time. Like it's literally not even correct to bring it in. Mirrodin play? Just realized their name. Is Tony in disguise? A bad disguise? Oh no, don't chalice me, bro. Oh. That's actually scarier. Although I don't think they have Painter. They did. They probably would have played it, right? So I think I'm supposed to... Rite of Flame Rimpulse here. So I don't think the Rite of Flame is going to help us a ton next turn anyways. Maybe that's... Well, yeah. And I almost want to Manamorphose first to see if we can go up this turn, but if Rimpulse hits bonus round, we're going to be super sad that we don't have this, so I think we're supposed to just spew off the Rimpulse. Hits bonus round. Just as we drew it up. Hey, Ricky. Congrats on what? Needle's fine. I guess it stops Blast Zone if they're going to play some sort of permanent that I'm worried about. They should name Horn, I guess, right? Blast Zone. Okay. It prevents me from blowing up their Grindstone, I guess, right? But don't worry, OP. I'm just going to kill you instead. Oh, thank you. Another bonus round. So now we go Seething Song. Then we go bonus round. Then we go Manamorphose. Hopefully we hit some sort of mana. Ooh, I think that's mana. Oh yeah. Now we hit the double bonus round. And now we draw 12. Oh man. Oh man. That's brutal. I'd say sorry, OP, but I'm not. Just not sorry. How would we like to kill the opponent? I'm gonna choose quickly. Where are you at, Banefire? There you are. Okay, they've had enough. Alright, round 2. We're playing against Synapse Twitch. This hand is quite good. Oh, that's fine, because we have Fiery Confluence. Is this going to be like Enchantress, I guess? Yep. They're in for a world of pain. Ooh. That's not mana, thanks to this. But that's okay. So I think we want to go Red Source, Bergie. And then we can go Petal. We can cast both of these for action. Could go Horn, but that's not better. Even Berkey gets reduced. Now we are reducing the cost, and we are also handing out rebates. So Rimpulse becomes actually free. It's a lot of mana. So I'll cast this first. So bonus round is only good for this turn. We gotta play Horn anyways. I mean, we have a ton of mana, so I guess I don't mind blowing this Seething Song. We only have 2 more cards we're gonna look at, but then we're gonna have Horn and Bergie in play, which is cheating, basically. And now we have an active bonus round, so this is just gonna hit 1 action spell, most likely. Come on, baby. Oh, that's brutal. Okay. It's worth noting this is a draw for Horn, which is nice. Oh, that hits. Yikes. Okay. Well, we still have cost reducers, redraw, lots of mana. It's a good one. That's not bad. More action. Okay. Not the worst. Oh, yeah. We have bonus round, Seething Song, Jessica's Will. Unless they do something drastic here, we should get there. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Ooh. So we can start off with bonus round. Move right into Seething Song. And get some serious action going here. Oh yeah. GG. Okay. Play the Horn, because why not? I guess we'll just kill him. Or no, because they have... So we need another active bonus round first. What's up, Yogg? There it is. Now we can wish. And you can't, like, bonus round also plays around Mind Break Trap to an extent, if they just, like, wait on it. Because you'll notice, watch, I'll show you how the triggers go if they don't scoop. I'm sure most of you all know, but just in case you're unfamiliar with this. See here? So if they had a trap, they can only trap 2 of them. Because, and this is not the case for the first, if you have 1 active bonus round, then spells on the stack, triggers on the stack, they let the trigger resolve, 2 spells are on the stack. They can Force of Will, they can Daze, they can, any sort of interaction, they can target both of your spells. But as soon as you've cast a second bonus round, you wind up in this scenario where the first trigger resolves, and you still have triggers on the stack, so all of your spells and copies don't wind up on the stack all at once. So there's all sorts of room for people to play poorly against bonus round. They'll often just counter the bonus round, the first one, when really they can wait for the spell after the bonus round and then counter that. Or they will let a second bonus round resolve, thinking that they can interact with all the copies on the stack, and they can't. Yeah, it gets around. It gets around. Enchantress, huh? I mean, I'll bring these in. It's really all we would want. There's going to be rest in peace and stuff, so we can take Biff out. Maybe I just keep 1 in the board and access it with Wish. I love having a land in the board. There are points where you just go like turn 3, play Wish, make your land drop. No, yeah, Deafening Silence is like the big thing, so I'll bring them both in. I don't think it matters too. I guess we're bringing in 2 lands, so, and we're not really going to be using... Well, it is a red source. Do we want to go down a red source? This will just cut a city. Okay. Like, I'm fine with this. It might be too slow, like it might just not find the action that we need, but we have the answer to like the one thing that we're really afraid of. Uh-oh. Mountain was not good. I'm gonna play this because of deafening silence. So now we're afraid of them just like actually going off. Stony silence is fine. Guess I'll just leave it. See, we don't care about this. Like, okay, you got our pedal. You got it. That's fine. Guess I play Ancient Tomb. Like, I do have 3 more cards in my deck that this can affect. I guess Horn. That's fair. But Horn is admittedly not our main game plan. Okay, that's fine. They can find what they want. They're probably just going to sack it right away and put Deafening Silence into play. I guess not. I mean, I feel like you're supposed to. I'll keep waiting. We only have 2 cards. This is kind of how I figured this would go. Them just playing hate pieces that they think are going to help. And, you know, making land drops, playing cards, and then eventually we're just going to pop off. Oh, that's actually concerning. So each other non-aura. Are these considered auras? Is that why enchantment is a creature in addition to its other chance of right. Okay. So that's a clock. It's, of course we draw a pedal. I think it's worth it at this point to put Blast Zone into play. Or maybe it wasn't. Well, might be time to cycle these Manamorphose. No, not yet. And I'm not even sure if I want to put this to 2 yet. What's this? Oh. So they are going to sack it. Parallax Wave. It just hits creatures, right? I guess it saves their hate. I mean, it's going to be a problem if they play Deafening Silence and Parallax Wave. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. But, looks like it doesn't matter. I think I'm going to keep this on 1. We drew another pedal. That's funny. Yes, I think it's time. It's time because you always want to think of relay, right? When you have no other gas in your hand, you got to think of, well, if the action that I draw is relay, I actually need 2 turns. So you want to go off a turn before the turn that you know what I mean? We're taking 6 next turn. That puts us to 8. So if they put any enchantment that's 2 or more into play, then we die before relay is effective. So you can tap our Blast Zone. That was actually pretty good. Wait. You don't want to just like spew off Manamorphose because of bonus round. I think it's probably correct to just go Rim Pulse here. See what that comes up with. Whoa. 6 mana. 3/3. Wow, we can do like a lot here. So let's Desperate. Then let's see what's underneath this Manamorphose. Okay. Even if they have, like, say they have Trap and they think they're just going to get us here. Nope. Did not take it. Did not take the bait. Okay, so there's the bonus round, but I think it's too late. 1, 2, 3, 4. This does not help as the treasures are turned off. But we can go bonus round Rite of Flame. Okay. One, two, 4. We can go up to 5. So unfortunately, at this point, we pretty much just have to relay. They would have to get rid of both cards in their hand for this to be a problem. So we can make some mana. And play out our petals. Relay for 12. 13 because of the bonus round. It's funny. Uh-oh. Oh no, they do have it. We're getting trapped. No, we're not. Nope. Okay. Whew. It looks pretty good. Caracas is going to be annoying, but we should be able to Burgy, re-Burgy. Yeah, it's super powerful. Wow, I think we even beat Deafening Silence if they had it here. I mean, I know we have Blast Zone, you're probably like, oh, of course we beat Deafening Silence. But they can protect it with Parallax Wave, like they can phase it out because it's a creature, and then they can get rid of their Parallax Wave and bring it back. But we have 2 Blast Zones, and I believe enough mana to like play with both of them, if that's what it came down to. But I don't think it is. Okay, so we want to play Ruby. Then we play Burgy. Burgy bonus round. They bounce Burgy. We write a flame. What's the most efficient way to do this? Yeah. Burgy. Bonus round. Go ahead and bounce it. Oh, they exile it. Oops. I'm forgetting about that shit. I don't think it matters, but... Tunnel Vision on the Caracas. Okay, so active bonus round. We can take 2 more, that's fine. But I'm actually going to save it, because we might wind up needing this islet. I don't think so. But it's free, so... Let's go write a flame. We have another Burgy. So we have 6 mana. It's all about, like, when you're trying to figure out what to cast first, and the reason why I kind of pause here and there is because there's always questions of efficiency, right? Like, with the Epic Gamble, you just had to figure what's the most efficient way to put Burgy in play first, and then, right? And then it got a little bit complicated if they could have, like, days, do they have, you know, that sort of thing. But there's efficiency when it comes to, well, what if we draw bonus round? You know, do I want to, what's my, is mana more important or is action more important? So, like, if I play mana first and then my action and it hits bonus round, did I waste my mana? Did I want to hold on to that mana? You know, it's, but I don't think either are a bottleneck, to be honest. It's kind of whatever, which, you know, must be nice, right? There's Burning Wish. Let's play another Ruby. Another Seething. Let's go another Will. Let's play a Berg for fun. We're the funsies. I would like to put actually Grid. Well, it matters. If I can get a Grid into play, then I can put double lethal on the stack. Sure. Wait, what? What happened? Oh, right, because it is a creature. They're just... They're like, I can take game actions too. Alright, so let's go Wish. Now we can play Grid. And Banefire for 9. Dead? Sent me a message. GG's. Good games. What was he on last time? Spanish Inquisition, that's what he was playing last time. Obviously, we can't keep this. We do need a fast hand. Or not need, but would prefer. They kept 7. This is certainly not fast, but I might keep. They might keep a discard hand. They might not be on that deck. I can't imagine you run Spanish Inquisition, like, over and over. I mean, I would, but that's me. You own the soul lands, so you could build this for cheap. Yeah, that's another huge thing about this deck. It's like $1,000. If you don't have cities, don't play cities. Play like a saga or something, and then it's $800. What do I want to bottom? Probably relay. Now, most people aren't going to catch it, but Mountain should tip you off that I'm not on the Epic Gamble. They also went Mountain Pass. Touche. So we're hoping they're on Big Red. This deck is actually pretty good against it. We want to hit a land drop, though. We have to go Trinisphere. We're in trouble. Unless we draw a land. Is this the mirror? So it's either the mirror, and they just figured they were getting wheeled, or it's Painter. Like, they have LED and they have Mountain, so it's not, unless they went back to, like, my old Epic Ruby Storm builds. I don't think it is actually the mirror. So we're going to start with Jessica's Will for mana. They can discard their entire hand if they want to stop us. I'd be okay with that. Yeah, I don't think it is the mirror unless, I mean, obviously you can build it how you want, but generally speaking, Mountain would mean Ruby Medallion, but LED tends to mean not. But like I said, I have old builds that were kind of a hybrid. Yeah, so we're going to Will for mana. Go for it, OP. Do it, do it, do it. You could tell they wanted to. So, okay, what's the most mana efficient here? If we go bonus round, Burning Wish. No, we can do Ruby before that. So at the very least, we should play Ruby first. Can we... Okay, we can do it all. We can go Burgie, then we have 3. Then we go Ruby, then we have 2. Then we go bonus round, then we have 1 from Burgie, and then Burning Wish is free. Don't you just love when you can do it all? Yep. Maximum reduction, maximum rebates. That's what I like to see. So now we get Rite of Flame, and we get Inspired Tinkering. Rite of Flame goes off. Here comes that Inspired Tinkering, baby. What's up, Rick? Boom. Bam. Kablamskis. Got him. Look at all those treasures. Probably not going to need them. Think they're skipping. Yep. Got them. So LED means they're going to be using their graveyard. We should play these. Don't think we want anything else. Maybe Confluence, but I'm fine leaving it in the board. Whoa. Phone is going crazy. Yeah. Finally done with their work week after a chill weekend. Nice. Unrealistic, what's happening? I'm doing good, man. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're a man. Doing good. So one thing I'm not like quite sure about in this deck is what to even board or not board. I mean, we're supposed to be going fast, right? So I guess on the draw, if they have zeros, Will is probably not the greatest. So we can probably safely cut a couple of those. And Piff is not exactly like your speed card. We do have access to it in the board. So I think I'm fine with this. Alright. Alright, man. Bruh. Can't keep that. Yeah. This goes right up the line. And bonus rounds into a Manamorphose. That's the sort of thing we're into. I think I'd rather have Islet. Haha! I told you. So I think they're on, what's it called? The Riddlesmith deck, which I mean, definitely getting force vibes, but they may very well not have a force. They have a ley line, so people tend to lean on it. This was a very good draw. So this is where they're supposed to force. Nice, they don't have it. They do not have it. Petal was meh. Okay, so is that good enough to tinkering? I think it is. Ruby, we go to 2 mana. Petal is 3 mana. Burning Wish is 2 mana. We get Rite of Flame, Tinkering, Rite of Flame, down to 1, go up to 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sweet. Get a little turn 1 action here, as long as they don't have anything to say about it. Wait. Does Will make more mana? Potentially, but not going to take that risk. Tinkering, baby. OP's in trouble. You're in danger. Okay, it's a good one. All right, they've had enough. Turn 1 in the face of a ley line, which we don't care about. On a Mold of 6. A bit slow, but I'll take it. It's a new bonus round build. I remember you were playing with the quantity of that new card the last time I watched. No, it's the same build. I think 1 EE is gone and 1 Blast Zone is in the sideboard. If you're saying I had Inspired Tinkering in my deck the last time you watched, no, it's the same thing. And I actually, both times that I played this at the tail end of my streams, I trophied last week with after those 2 matches, and then yesterday after the 1 match that I won last night, I finished with a trophy. So this deck has been 5-0, 1-2 drop, 5-0, and now we're 3-0. So I think I'd rather preserve my red source than my life total, so I'm going to play Mountain first. Yeah, I love it, because there's so much hate out there right now, and this deck just ignores it. And people still assume, like, they don't know better. They don't see Ruby Medallion. Like, if you see Mountain, you should figure I'm not doing my usual thing. If you then see Ruby Medallion, and even, like, I keep getting, like, I killed them with bonus round and all these red spells, and then they still put Leyline in their deck. Which, I mean, it's great. Keep doing it. So this is a pretty good hand against the blue deck. Pierce, huh? Okay. Yep. It's so sweet, because OP will, like, mold to 6 and then have a ley line. So, mold to 5. Yeah, Chalice does not matter. I have 4 0 drops and 3 1 drops. So, I think we actually want to protect our Ruby by doing this. Saying, like, making them decide. Do you want to do something about this? Because if not, they're in big trouble. We can't really afford to cast this any way you slice it. Like, it's super risky to do so. Like, if this resolves, we're playing Ruby, right? They counter this, great, we'll just relay. But you don't want a song post Ruby here. Yep. So, we could, however, go song right now, but that's risky too. Although relay for 5 is not, like, spectacular. I think this is a reason. We might get punished, but I think this is a reasonable place to, yeah, to dig further. Like, I smell weakness. Or they have it and they just wait for a spot like this, which will wreck them. So now we get 7, plus these 2. Is 9. Oh, man. Oh, boy. That's some gas. Chalice on 2. I guess. We still ignore it, though. Like, we have Bergie, so it's not like you completely shut off cost reducers. And then once we get a bonus round active, you don't copy, or you don't counter the copies, so good luck. You're probably not going to get to the point where you're making 4 mana. Because although this is slower than the Epic Gamble, it's still fast. Especially against non-blue. Ponder, shuffle. Sweet. That was a great draw. I shouldn't have cast that one first. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's say we go Bergie and they counter it. Then we have access to 3 for 5 mana. Like, I think I want to play Bergie here. Oh wait, let's do this. So I'm going to play the mountain so that we have access to more mana. Yeah, so we go Bergie. And if they have a bolt or something, we can just spew off Manamorphose in response. Oh man. They're like, nah, I'm all set. They were about to get wrecked. Okay, so what did they pitch to the Force? Brainstorm. So all we've seen is cantrips, Force of Wills, and a Spell Pierce. And blue and red lands. Cool. Could be like the No Delver deck. Could be... I think it's... They didn't fetch for the Volk. So it's probably just like Jeskai. Which is fine. Definitely fine for us. So I'm going to bring in one Blast Zone in case we have to deal with Deafening Silence out of a blue deck in the grid. We probably afford to slow down a little bit. Probably don't need 4 bonus around. This is fine. Fine, fine, fine. So they mulled to 6. Perfect. No shuffle. That's fine. I'll play one of these. Play a Null Rod. I dare you. Play a Stony Silence. Nothing? Okay. So I'm going to play Mountain here. Because if they play Narset, I want to be able to cycle this. Snappy? Dress down. Okay. This is going to be a Dreadnought. Nope. Alright. That was pretty good. Yeah, I'll play that one. There's no reason to do anything. That's another thing that this deck does have like a leg up on with the against the Epic Gamble is with the Epic Gamble you are more weak to hate pieces, so there is more pressure to do something. Whereas since this deck ignores most hate, you can just, if you have land drops, just make some land drops. Okay. So that's a clock. They only have 4 cards. It was a great draw. So I'm going to play Mountain. Play Ruby. I almost want to pass. They might blow this up. Three, 2. Now, if you lead on bonus round, you walk into any interaction. I want to go Bergie into Manamorphose, but it's kind of spewing yourself away from bonus round, but I still think I'm going to do that. Because if Bergie resolves and they don't kill it, I can still, like, regardless of what happens here, I can still do some stuff. Okay, so they are going to kill it. Okay. Let this go. Another Bergie is interesting. I think we just go Rim Pulse and likely pass. Could go Berkey into Rimpulse. Maybe that is best. Now we have a chance to keep going. Does that do it? I think that does it. As we get the one back, we have 3. Bonus round. No, that's 1 shy. That's 1 shy. Okay. So we can do it next round, or next turn. So they have 3 cards. Or I guess. Ooh, stop. We could. So we can Rite of Flame past In Flames, flash back Rite of Flame. Okay, so we can do it that way. Let's do that. It seems like they're out of gas. Does this cost 3? Get 1 from Berg. Now we can go Rite of Flame. Go bonus round. Wow. They just didn't have interaction. Or they probably did. They probably had like a fluster or something. But they tapped out of it when they killed Bergie. So how do you keep a hand and go 4 turns that all it has is Bolt and Murktide? You know? So far we're whiffing on action. We have 4 more looks here. Oh. Alright. And that's going to be the ball game. Ruby is free to play. Tinkering actually makes mana. It essentially costs 2 and makes 3, so it makes a mana, and then plus, of course, the bonus round. Yes, OP. It's as bad as you think. No, I mean, we have enough. I'm leaving it there. Or I left it there because in the event that they're, you know, holding on to some sort of interaction, and they shouldn't, but in case they were, Piff is a good, like, backup plan. Plus, you want to fill your graveyard up more. What are they doing? Are they reading this card, or like what's going on here? Okay, so it's desperate. Might as well horn. I should have played Ruby first. It's alright. Rimpulse. Alright, they've tapped out. Sand is fine. I want to spew to Rimpulse. Really not. That's fine. So it might be Doomsday. Probably more likely Ant. Maybe I was supposed to play the pedal. They took the Wish. Okay. Wow. That was a good draw. Wow, they're F6'd. Come on, baby. Get there, get there. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got there. Make some more mana. Play Ruby. Draw lots of cards. Play another bonus round. Draw even more cards. It has now gotten out of control. Let's find the shortest route to victory here. Bane Fire. Another Rite of Flame. And we'll just decline. Decline. I don't know why, but I love doing it for 10. It is actually my favorite number. I didn't even think of that. Okay, so I think it's Ad Nauseam. They do play Fluster. This card is pretty good against them. It'll be sad if it's Doomsday, but for multiple reasons. Go for Surgical. Cut a land. All right, this is for the perfect league right here. I'll keep it. No discard. I smell a Fluster. Ooh. Get that out there. It's not uncastable if we hit a Metamorphose. Do your worst. Wishclaw, pass. Looks like we're dead. There goes our perfect league. You screwed up, and now you have to scoop. Cabal Ritual. Tutor. Storm is 5. Getting Past in Flames, 6, 2. Past in Flames does not work. They have to get Adnons, right? Yeah. Okay, they have no land drop and only a blue floating. They need to hit, like, Petals. And they already used 2 of them. Oh, they hit 1. But they're not Hellbent. They need an LED. They went to 2. They're gonna cantrip, right? You have to Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. You have to hit an LED here. Or, I guess another Petal, because they do have this Burning Wish. Or were they supposed to Burning Wish for it? Oh, they found another Petal. Yeah, now they can just Burning Wish for the kill. Okay, there goes our perfect league. Alright, alright, alright. What was our turn looking like here? Ooh, it would have fizzled. Would have been good the following turn, but... Okay. So, no changes. I guess Jessica's Will is better on the play, but too late. Okay, so this is Ruby, Petal, Desperate. We have no other action, though. Put a Horn into play. Have a pretty good turn, too. So Ruby, Petal, Desperate. We do have to Rite a Flame, Horn. Then we have Ancient Tomb, Ruby. 2 cards. It's probably good enough. Yeah. Can also just You know what? I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna pass. Nice. Cantrip. So Thoughtseize would have been worst case scenario. But I figured if they have discard, there's still a good chance it's duress or no discard. Looks like no discard. They could go petal discard. Petal, no discard. Gotta worry about fluster. That was pretty good. Huh. So now it's tempting to just go bonus round route. At least to begin with, right? Play around fluster. If we desperate, we have 5. I don't think I want to go all in and like Bergie, but we'd have 5. Bonus round would be 2, so it wouldn't play around fluster. Could go to 5, play Bergie, go to 3. Then bonus round, they counter it. We still have Metamorphose, but it's kind of medium. Could also just disrespect Fluster, or we could just go Ritual Horn. I think we go Ritual Horn. In that case, I'm not sure it hurts the Metamorphose. Oh man, my phone is going insane, sorry. Chuck it over there. Shit. I don't know what's best here. Because even if they don't have Fluster, bonus round into Metamorphose is still pretty risky because it's only drawing 2 cards. I don't know, it just walks into Fluster. The thing about Horn is they can't interact with it, and then we get 6 cards. But I do think I want to just take my mana from this first. That was good. Okay. Was not necessarily helpful. It's pretty good. I think we Burning Wish. 2, 3. These are only good for this turn. I'm gonna cast this Burning Wish, see what they do about it. Nothing. Like I could get Rite of Flame, attempt to make some more red. Could get Pass in Flames and activate so that I still have action and can get 2 more cards out of it. Could even just get Jessica's Will. Try to make a bunch of mana. Should we just assume that they don't have it? Do we think they would have countered that? They probably would have countered that, or at least thought about it. So maybe I'm supposed to assume they just don't have it. And if they do have it, it's not the end of the world. Because we might not be dead, right? So that means I'm going to take Jessica's Will. I'm going to play Ruby. I'm going to try to make a bunch of mana. And if they don't Fluster here, they definitely don't have it. Wow. Okay. Okay. So, Tinkering only gets 3 cards. I think I'm supposed to Reforge at this point. Yeah. We even get to see their hand now. Yeah, they certainly did not have it. And we drew into a grid, which is very good. So let's play the Berg. They're F6th. Let's Metamorphose. Oh yeah. They're F6th. Bonus? Yep. We got there. I'll just play the grid. I guess casting that is the same as doing this. And they're dead. Wow. We got there. We lost one game. But we got there. That's cool. Just cruise through that league. Holy crap. I'll make a YouTube on this one. He sent me a message. Turn to game. Probably just GG's, but... Yep, too late. Too late. It's good. It's definitely not bad. That is for sure. It is super fun. That's like 100%. No, we cruised through that whole damn league. To be fair, I get a ton of bonus points because people assume they're supposed to bring in Leyline, and they do, and it kind of wrecks them. You know, they hold up Pyroblast and it doesn't do anything, that sort of thing.